gotta bring the mic way down. Shorter. Hi, I'm Shannon. I play Faryn, a wood elf dream druid from a mountain village perpetually locked in a magical ice age called Hellcrawl. Faryn's story actually begins thousands of years before her birth with Gallandale Moonbow, only child of Sehanine herself. Gallandale would acquire the ability to dreamwalk from his grandfather, Coralon, giving him the ability to project his soul into other people's consciousness. In order to protect the people he loved, his mother and his partner Ulrich, Gallandale would fracture his soul and disappear. Coralon was able to intervene and save a fragment of Gallandale's soul and carry it to the material plane where Dara, Faryn's mother, was holding a lifeless newborn child, begging and pleading with the gods for a miracle. Coralon placed the fragment of Gallandale's soul in the stillborn child, and Faryn would draw her first breaths of life. In only a few years' time, it would become obvious to Dara that Faryn was no ordinary child. She struggled to connect with other children, and soon after, her dreamwalking ability would manifest, setting the entire village on edge as Faryn appeared in all of their dreams, silently watching them. Faryn was quickly regarded as an ill omen, and by her 12th birthday, Dara sent her to live in the forest alone, for her safety and for the peace of the people. Faryn spent much of the next 200 years in solitude, only coming into town to resupply and to visit the ancient silver dragon Andrith, who watched over the frozen mountain range. Upon her 250th year, Faryn felt the spirits call her to leave the mountain behind. She said goodbye to her mother and traveled south to the guild city of Rasden, where she met a group of adventurers who would later form Canary's Blessing. Faryn would continue to struggle with deep-seated abandonment issues and connection among her peers, so in order to solidify her place in the guild, she became an invaluable healer, and in doing so began to value the camaraderie that she found, though not entirely ready to open up and be vulnerable. Through the trials and tribulations of being a member of an adventuring guild, Faryn learned the truth of her identity as an Astorian, created to oppose the Mad First Fate, but also as Gallandale. She suffered an identity crisis and set forth to find and reunite the lost parts of her soul, and merging her consciousness with what was left of his. Once all the pieces were returned, she gave up immense power to give Gallandale a second chance at life, effectively cutting his domain and his soul in half between them, until the day she took on the domain of creation and returned to Gallandale what was rightfully his. When faced against the first fate, and losing a few of our closest allies, it became glaringly obvious that no matter how much she devoted to her healing abilities, it was never enough, and if she had continued on her path, it would never be enough. No amount of healing could overcome the First Fate's ability to simply unmake his creations, so Faryn has made it a point to try and find a way to shield her friends from the destructive magics of the First Fate. Through all of this, Faryn has found a loyal and devoted partnership with Amaru, falling in love with him and quietly eloping on a whim. Faryn knows little of love and companionship, but Amaru is the first and only person she has felt the ability to bear her entire soul to, unafraid of being hurt. As of late, Faryn has partnered with the fate named Lavinia and is finally allowing herself to explore her own wants, dreams, and desires, and learning patience and grace to become an integrated member of the group and not just the girl who keeps them alive.